All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Black Opinionated Woman, also known as a Bo. Um, so today I want to talk about Black culture is problematic. It's all the way problematic. So normally I wouldn't do a live this early in the morning. It's about 5:30. I took my bonnet off. I didn't do any rolling of the hair. Actually, I got up early because as you can see, I want to get. Can you see this? I'm trying to get some of my fluffiness off. I don't like when I wave and then my arms are waving back and carrying on. So I'm trying to, can you see this? Get some of this juiciness off. But so I was gonna see if I can do a quick workout with the Peloton apps. It's my neighbor's letting me use her app. Anyway, so what am I doing? You know what? Maybe I should raise this. Let me raise this. Sorry. Hopefully this is okay. I see a lot of glare. Maybe I don't know. I should have gone back in the office. My apologies. I'm down here in my kitchen, and anyway, so I want to talk about the suckosity of Black culture right now. I mean, there's good parts to it, but I'm calling out the problematic stuff. I am trying to get myself together. So, oh gosh. If you're new to my channel, I talk about three things: Black women, Black culture, and anything related to middle age. You probably selected this. I know you did. You selected this thumbnail. I knew exactly what I was doing when I put these people on this thumbnail, okay? What you see here is a picture of Tyler Perry and reality stars Candace Dillard and Heavenly Kimes. All right, so let me go here for a second. Oh, wrong way. So, where do I want to go with this? I'm going to start off by saying I've taken a couple of notes, not too many, and I lost where I was. Oh, I just want to say this. We have no standards. We have no standards. None. None. And so before people start getting in their feelings, you're allowed to be in your feelings. I just picked the first three. I could have picked other people, but a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's because they're dark skinned and this, that, and the other. No, because I could have, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I could have picked other reality stars, other people. But I picked these three because they tend to be very polarizing for a variety of reasons. Now, look, people are going to come out of the woodworks, they're going to put on their capes and start caping, and people are allowed. And now, before I get into what I want to say, let me just say this. I think, in particular, when I see someone like a Candace Dillard, it bewilders me. How can you be so beautiful and so talented and so much of a disaster as just a human being? I I like to hold Kevin Lee Hines accountable too. I mean, we're all accountable in some way, right? But when you have a platform and you get on television, and a lot of people are like, I love it, I love it. I'm like, well, what does that say about us as a people that we love this behavior? Let me put this back up again. Look at these women. They are gorgeous. At least I believe they're gorgeous. I'm gonna get into Tyler in a little bit. I can't take him. But so let me just say we have no standards. We have no standards for how we want to present ourselves, how we want to act, the stories we want to tell, the jokes we want to make. We've got comedians who will use their own children for jokes, right? We've got Kevin Hart. We've got there's so much I could say about Tyler Perry. But I think what bugs me the most, let me get into this. Let me just lean in on the Candace and Heavenly for a second. These beautiful, beautiful women. Sorry, you can tell this is still morning time for me. Beautiful women. I don't think anybody can deny, especially that Candace. Gorgeous. This is, I mean, what is going on with me? Can't stop. saying how beautiful she is on the exterior, but it is marred by a lot of other things. And yes, we can cherry pick a whole lot of people, but these are the ones I've chosen. I did a video not too long ago, horribly done, by the way, because I didn't know what I was doing. I should have played my video. I believe it was called Shade, Read, and Drag. I tried to listen to it this morning and I looked at it. I'm like, why does the audio not match up with the video? It was cutting in and out. I didn't even know. I probably should have went back and replayed it. But I'm just going to just try to remake my points. The culture we have, it started off with a little bit of shade, okay? We started doing a little bit of shading, but then it progressed to reading, and then it progressed to dragging, okay? So I went to the Urban Dictionary, so I didn't have to try to make up the definitions or try to like speak based off of like euphemisms and heuristics, right? If you look at the Urban Dictionary, you can do a Google search for yourself. So this is what I pulled up. Shade is when you're trying to act in a slick or casual manner by using something against someone, disrespecting, insulting, judging, etc. Okay? So I should have grabbed an example, but it's when you're trying to act slick. All right? When you're given a read, now this is what the Urban Dictionary says, a read. It is a taunt or mockery, a phrase or word used to mock someone in a humorous way. So one of the examples they said was, when she said that you should have taken the receipt with your haircut, that was a read. That was a way of saying like that haircut wasn't even worth it. All right. Now we're going to go on to drag. Drag. Drag is when you roast someone harshly. Someone supporting you might say this word. Boy, your forehead built like a helicopter landing pad. Basically saying like your head is so huge that, a plane or anything can land on it. Anyway, you guys get the point. Where am I going with this? We have lauded reality stars such as Candace and Heavenly for being able to read and shade and drag. This is what our culture has come to. This is the standard. You're not considered like an it person unless you can read and drag someone. These are the qualities we value now. So people are like, we love Candace because she can read someone. Actually, I don't think she's a great reader. She's a dragger. She's nasty. And people don't want to hear it. And then we make a lot of excuses. We make a lot of excuses. Well, she's only doing this because I'm like, so she's involved in everything. That's not to say that other personalities don't get involved, but I find that heavenly. How can you be a supposed matriarch, someone that people should be looking up to, whether you want the position or not? It's a responsibility we have. And for her to act like that. So a lot of people, our culture has fallen in love with the shade, read, and drag. That's not to say that there aren't funny moments because, I have been guilty at hee-hawing at a couple of things. But a lot of these shows I've just gotten so turned off of. I could have grabbed anyone. I could have grabbed Kenya Moore. I could have grabbed Portia Williams from, now I chose Black reality personalities. And by the way, I'm probably one of the few people who actually like Kenya Moore, even though she's problematic. But I think the thing is this. We don't have any standards. And so what happens is we get in an uproar when someone's like, well, I don't like your behavior, this, that, and the other. So this is my thing. I think about like how when people get upset over when Black men get called out for problematic behavior with women in the past, right? With the R word, whether it's crazy Bill Cosby or whatever. And this is my thing. I think that people have a really difficult time separating, listen to me, the behavior versus justice. For example, everyone wants to compare if a black man does something against a white, like, I'm sorry, if a black man and a white man commit the same crime, they're angry that the black man is going to be brought up on charges. And I feel like the anger should be no, the white man should be brought up on charges, not, well, if he doesn't get it, then the black man shouldn't get it. I'm like, no, something bad was done. So if you've done something problematic, whether it's towards women or whatever, right? And I do have a point. If you've done something problematic, the righteous indignation should be more towards why is it that this other person isn't being held accountable, not this person should not be held accountable. I feel like, and I know I was always unpopular. That's why I'm called the Black opinionated woman. I feel like if you do something or it doesn't, if you take the skin off for a second, you still should be held accountable. So, is the justice system unjust, not fair? Yes, but we want people to be exonerated for their bad behavior to make it equal with other people who've done bad things, and I'm like, no, that should not be where we're going with this. We should be saying, okay, well, you held this person accountable, but I want you to hold this one accountable too. Getting back to the shade we drag of it all. Let me see. I should bring up that? Do I have that thing on here where I was looking for? I'm trying to find. I thought I had that up. That there was this. I could bring it up, but I don't want to keep looking. So look, um, people are loving the fact that Heavenly and Candace Dillard. If you don't know who Candace Dillard is, excuse me, sorry. Candace Dillard is the one with the bun on her head. When you bring this larger, Candace Dillard is the one in the middle. I think that everyone's like excited, about Heavenly was in a tweet in a picture. They tweeted out a picture. I don't even know who did what. I don't remember. And I guess she's just basically like, well, she has a plan and all this stuff like that, and people are loving it. And under any other ordinary circumstances, I still even have a problem with the tweet. I think the biggest thing is people are way too emotionally invested in whether or not certain personalities return to these reality shows. These two have become quite recognizable for those who follow the show, but for not for good reasons. And we're sitting here lauding the behavior. We're like, good, bad, or indifferent. We love her. And without her, the show won't be anything. And I'm like, that's because we're trash people right now. We find value in watching personalities such as these. Sorry, it's gotten a little chilly. You know me, my favorite robe. Guys, I gotta get hold on a second, get myself together here. All right, I'm getting back in here. All right, my robe. We have grown accustomed to being happy at seeing this behavior. We love shade, read, drag. I don't even mind a little bit of shade, but when we're getting down to the reading and dragging, I think mostly dragging. Not to say that people don't ever deserve it, but we salivate off that. We have no standards for what is considered good TV anymore. This is what we want to put on TV. This is where we want to see our women reading and dragging each other. What is it in us that wants to tear down another person? Why do we make so many excuses? Let me get on to this Tyler Perry dude for a second. And I talk about us not having any standards. So in previous videos, I talked about. I'm sorry, this is in the way. I've talked about. I feel like everything that's being done is very minstrel. Okay. Now, you guys have heard me talk about this multiple times before. It's minstrel behavior we're engaging in. All right. I feel like when I see Black men making money off of impersonating Black women, and I feel like he's very arrogant. He, I don't think, my understanding is I don't think he allows for a whole lot of other writers. Like the fact that he thinks it's okay for this man to play a very ugly woman, that's what he thinks of Black womanhood, puts her in this stupid wig, sloppy, floppy boobs, and these moo looking outfits, and he's butchering the English language because that's how all Black women speak, you know? This is the image. And then, a lot of people who don't look like us, it's not Black people that's always watching these movies, by the way. A lot of them go flock to these movies. And then it's like they want to get very familiar and talk to you as if like Medea is like the penultimate. But I always said, like, I find it interesting that instead of just casting a Black woman, why does he have to dress up as up? I said this before and I'll say it again. Black men are in business to make money off of Black women. What the heck is that? I'm like, if you want, let me tell you something for any Black man out there, which is terrible that I'm even saying this. If you want to make money, all you need to do is dress up as a Black woman and pander to the groups of people who want to see you make fun of stereotypes. The manosphere would love it. This is what is considered great entertainment. And people are going to flock to see this stupid movie he's got coming out, like Homecoming or whatever it is. If you want to make money, all you need to do is put on some clothes and put on a jacked up wig and makeup. Make sure you are as big as possible, and you'll make money. There are no standards in Black culture. We it's very is I've said it before, it's very minstrel like behavior. Look at what all of our, I shouldn't say all, but look at what our actors and actresses have to do. Look at what's going on in the media. We have to do everything extreme now. We can't just use our talent. We got to slither around on floors and have Tampon Gate come out at the VMAs or whatever. I didn't even know that they were still doing awards. We've got to have crazy colored wigs. We got to go to the claws. We got to do Black women's particularly, I would say Black men too. Everything has to be overly sexualized. We can't just get up there with a microphone and me, 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 me. Like we can't just sing. We can't just act. We've got to be extra. It's like we're trying so hard to be visible. And then we will sit there and cry when the injustices of it all happens, when the microaggressions occur. Tyler Perry is one of the most problematic people we can have. But because he's a billionaire, he has access to whatever, he gets away with it. He gets on his high horse. I look at the way he paints characters of men. I tried watching that Sisters show on BET because I don't even like BET, but I tried watching the show Sisters. He shows Black women as incredibly stupid when dealing with these men. He shows Black men as stupid. They're all overly yoked up. He has the lighter you are, the softer you are. Like, yeah, he has the darker you are, the more criminal you are. This is a mess. The culture. I did a video, I think, on Black culture is trash or in the dumpster. I should link that in. I'm gonna link in the Shade We Drag one. I don't know how good of a quality the video was, but let me just say this: this is too much. This is too much. The culture is problematic. It is trash. Tyler Perry, this Joker, he thinks it's okay to dress up as a woman, a Black woman, somebody's grandmother, and the woman is ugly. She's overly big. Not to say that black women are big, but she's always sloppy looking. I don't know. I didn't see. I don't support those movies. Let me tell you something. For people who want to know, you can say what you want about me, but I don't support movies like any of the Medea movies. I don't support a whole lot of slave movies. I don't support a whole lot of gangster movies because those are the ones, and I'm talking about with black people in it, because we have enough of those out there. So all they want to show is a bunch of black people walking around shooting up each other, doing these things. I know I'm on a little bit of a rant, but I'm just like, I'm tired of seeing this. We have no standards. We have no standards for how we view beauty, because our standards is to make sure we get long bundles all the way down to the floor. We can't ever be natural. Now, look, granted, I understand in entertainment, everyone is wearing extra hair, stuff like that, but our standard of beauty is to look as European as possible. I feel like our standard of beauty should encompass all of our looks. We don't have any standards in the things that we say to each other. It is now normal place to drag each other on television. That's what we do. We drag each other. It went from shading to reading to dragging. And this is the reason why people are like, oh no, we got to keep a Candace. We got to keep Heavenly. This is it. Because they like to read and drag. And it's even more disappointing with somebody like a Heavenly, as old as she is, and she's doing this. But everyone's like, oh yeah, she's walking in her truth or whatever. Is she? She has so many things that she could be showing. She's a dentist or something and all this other stuff. But she wants to show. All right, look. I wanted to get into more things. It's early. I'm tired. I need to work out or do something. And it's 5:52. I don't expect people, like, I get it. Like, the stuff that I'm saying is not gonna resonate with a whole lot of people, but it needed to be said. Needed to be said. But I want to make this clear. If you don't know where I stand, all of these people that are sitting here up on this screen right now, very problematic. Candace could have been so much more, and she still has the world at her fingertips. But she's just turned into this personality that I don't want to see on my screen. And everyone who's sitting there talking about, like, no, she doesn't come back, I'm going to be mad. I'm like, good riddance. I don't want to see that. Look, I've stopped watching a lot of shows. And with these personalities up there, I may have to stop watching their shows too. They say we don't want to see them, don't watch them. Well, I'm like, you're absolutely right. I can show you better than I can tell you. I've done that to a lot of shows, and I hear a lot of shows that started going down the hill. This is too much. When you want to, like, people will say things like, oh, well, so and so threw this. All she threw was lettuce. I'm like, it was still an act of aggression. I don't care whether it was a feather, whether it was a brick. We make excuses. We make excuses for why people shouldn't be held accountable in the justice system. We make excuses. I'm like, the way I look at it, it's like, the justice system isn't just. It's not just. But why are you committing a crime? Well, so and so didn't commit. I'm like, that's not the point. You still committed a crime. I'm like, the issue isn't why they're being held accountable. The issue is why the others are not being held accountable. I don't know. All right, let me get out of here. Black opinionated woman. No, before I say my little 2-second thing, y'all know y'all need to go ahead and subscribe. You know you like when I get on here. It may be unpopular. It may be unpopular. But go ahead and subscribe, because that's how YouTube knows that you guys love me in every possible way. Bring myself back up. Go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment. I do read almost every single comment. I mean, I don't always read them timely, but I try to read the comments. And when I can, I do respond back. I need for people to just share it. Watch these videos all the way through. But let me know what you think. I did, and for those of you who are waiting for me to put out a video on the Writers Room podcast, episode 9, I did listen to that last night. I kind of fell asleep on part of it, but I got the gist of it. I do plan on doing a recap of that today, later on tonight. If not, then it'll be tomorrow. But I did listen to the episode 9. All right, I'm gonna get out of here because I heard my son's initial alarm go off before he waits another 35 minutes to get up. It's 5:55. I need to get myself together. Look, I know this is like taking a really long time for me to end this, but I just want to make this clear. Black culture is problematic and it's turning into trash. We've got to, this is, all right, Black opinionated woman out.